Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new playthrough of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. So the first thing to say is that pretty soon I'll be probably talking about how the last game finished, so if you're watching these out of order and you're real concerned about spoilers, now would be the time to turn this off and go watch the others. Okay, in a moment, I'm going to assume you've done that, so alright. Hi everyone. Now that those losers are gone, let's talk about this game, huh? Anyway, we're starting a new game here, and we're still on the win streak that I would like to try to preserve. And as I mentioned last time, it's sort of traditional to play a different race and background in each game of a streak. So I looked through what I've played. Also tried to, as I mentioned previously, find a character that I haven't played before. It's just kind of fun to add to the number of characters that I've won on the first try as a sort of vanity thing. And what I came up with is, I think should be pretty fun. We're going to play a demon spawn fighter. Their aptitudes are flat, right? They're -1 on every weapon. Weapons, demon spawn, yes, -1 on everything. Okay. Riposte was nerfed not too long ago. It triggers on 1/3 of dodges, not half of dodges. It still seems pretty good. It's basically a choice between longsword and flail for me. I like those weapon types. I'm not too concerned about like hydras, which is why I might choose maces. Yeah, let's take a longsword. I think the riposte is probably still pretty good. Okay, great. So just long blades, nothing else, please. Picking up, pick up stones. One of these days, you never know. Maybe I'll remember to turn all this, turn this stuff on automatically, huh? But all right, let's pick up everything throwable because like that sounds good. Okay, so what are we? We're in some sort of forest. Okay. Oh my gosh. I just had a little moment of panic here, even though I know there would never be a monster marked red right outside of the entry. I just turned the corner and I saw there's a death yak here on Dungeon 1. But no, he's behind a wall. Okay, fine. This is like a zoo? Are we in a zoo? Is that what's going on? I guess it's a zoo. Okay. So anyway, like I said, we're on a win streak. This is we have won 6 games in a row. This is the 7th. It's the 7th game in the streak. Whether it's the 7th win or not remains to be seen. Are the stones already? Very good. More stones. It's been a while since I played. A couple weeks, I think. You guys, presumably have not really noticed that because I have a big old backlog of episodes, and I recorded a whole bunch of them a while ago. Let's put this on, sure. Actually, hang on. So something I said, I think in the last playthrough, is that I should reevaluate my policy of just trying on random rings in the beginning of the game. Especially when I'm on a streak. It seems like I feel like this character is good enough to survive early without needing this ring. So the danger is that I put it on and it's something that just like is so horrible I have a hard time surviving. And the upside is like, oh, it'll be a little bit easier to win, when I think I probably could already win. I will try this on, though. Yeah, I love hunting slings. Oh, geez, we start with scale mail. I forgot how cool all the fighter stuff is. So I think I'm going to actually not try on random rings unless I have remove curse. The hunting sling was also a risk. It could have been like cursed -2 or something. But it's such an advantage to have a ranged weapon that I don't really mind taking that risk. I think it is worth it. Because even, well, I don't know. I guess if it were cursed -2, that would be pretty bad. I don't remember if you guys were, if you guys have met frilled lizards yet. Yeah, get out of my face, jerk. Got an extra shot at him that way. There, Brannock went through, I know I mentioned it at least, but I don't know if you I don't know which of the renamed monsters you guys have seen before and which ones you haven't. He renamed most of the things that were just like giant lizard and gave him a more meaningful name than giant. I think cockroaches are the only ones to survive. I think they're still giant cockroaches, but I'm not sure actually. They might be cave cockroaches or something. Brown scales. That's a good mutation to get. Nice. So that's a little bit of armor and a little bit of health. Anyway, there actually used to be even more monsters who were just like a color or a size descriptor rename of an existing monster. Like, I don't know, for a long time we had rats, green rats, and orange rats. Now they're called river rats and hell rats, respectively, which is not really that much better, but at least it's not just a color. But before that, before I started playing, there was like all the different kinds of snakes. There weren't any adders. There weren't any ball pythons. It was just like snake, giant snake, yellow snake, black snake. So I think that the rename that happened way back then was definitely an improvement. And I think Brannock's renames are probably an improvement too. Anyway, as I was saying, hello ball python, I was just talking about you. I haven't played, see, that's why slings are so good. Haven't played in a couple weeks. I was sick for a while, which was like, I don't know, I could play, and indeed I did play, but I didn't record because my voice was all messed up. I guess I actually didn't play that much either. I played a little bit offline, but I didn't play online because I didn't want to ruin my streak without you guys around to see it. And I'm finally feeling better and getting back into recording. But I've also a mace. No, right? We're not using maces. Okay. I also I don't know. There's a bit of like I'm not sure if anxiety is the right word, but trepidation perhaps about like, you know, I'm on my 6-game win streak, which is better than any I've had before, and I'm like worried that if I play it when I'm not in the absolute best possible mental state, I'll ruin this streak, and I'll feel bad about it. But since we're releasing videos, Dex? Yeah, Dex. More brown scales, goodness. Since I'm releasing videos every day, and have been for the past, I don't know, few months at least, since I changed the release scheduling policy, this looks like an altar. There's sort of a forcing function on that. Like, I built myself a... Oh, interesting. These are all good. I sort of gave myself a big old backlog. I had recorded a bunch of stuff because I was like, oh no. Oh dear. I was in between jobs. I'm starting a new job tomorrow, actually. But I had a little break in between to record a whole bunch of crawls, so I built myself up this big old backlog, but it's running out, and I've got a new job coming up, and if I want to continue releasing things every day, which I don't absolutely have to do, but I would like to do, I kind of have to start playing, so here we are. Those altars were looking pretty good, but now we're here, and there's a bunch of gnolls. So, what are they wielding? A flail and a spear. So I'm strongly considering using my Potion of Might against this. 2 gnolls when you're only level 3, and one of them has a spear, so they can both attack you at once. It's pretty rough. But before I do that, I want to try stepping east and see if maybe they won't notice me, but they did. Oh, I can get out of here. Nice. That was amazing luck. Obviously, I'll still have to deal with them at some point, but it won't be like a surprise. I'll be able to go in there prepared. You know, when I got teleported into the middle of that, it's like, well, I don't have an escape route at all. So if I want to survive, I better use my potions. But then we sort of lucked into an escape route. This is a weird shape. I thought there might be some more gods on the other side, so I went around. Okay, so there's 3 altars here. And Trog, I think, is clearly the strongest. I want to check something, though. And see, who was I worshipping in my last 6 wins? I had the Gargoyle Wanderer of Lugonu, Minotaur Berserker of Trog, Felid Fire Elementalist of Fedhas and then Jiva, the Ogre Gladiator of Uskayu, and the High Elf Warper of Hepliakalkana. So, if I wanted to continue with god variety in my streak, as I would have to if I wanted it to count for tournament points, I think? Maybe not. Maybe you don't need different gods, just different character, background, race things. I would have to take a Livalon, which would be fine. Notably, Demon Spawn have very good Invocations aptitude. I think it's clear Trog is still the best choice, and I just have to decide whether... Oh, I can't take a Livalon because I'm a demon. Right. Okay. So I could take Hepliakalkana instead of Trog. And Hep is like okay, and the Invocation aptitude would be more useful since Trog doesn't care about it. And the other question is, do I really want to upload a second Trog game to YouTube? Is it boring? I don't know. I didn't get any feedback about it. Maybe you guys thought Trog's the most fun god in the universe. But I kind of, like, I don't know. I think, what gods could I pick, right? Oh, wait, wrong screen. Let's try this one. So Kybriatos is a lot of fun for me, personally, although still, probably not the strongest god. He's not bad. Rue, but Rue doesn't care about invocations. Mokleb would be quite good. I feel like if we just wanted to win, it's easy. You pick Trog. Easy choice. But I don't really want to do another Trog game. So I think we're going to say no to all of these altars, sadly. Because Hepliakalkana was like, like, strong, but not that fun, maybe? Was it fun? It was kind of okay, but I don't want to, like, I don't have to customize another ancestor. It just seems like work, Alright, so here's all these jackals. I'm poisoned. How poisoned? A little poisoned. Okay, don't make me use my potion of might, please. Thank you. Thank you. And let's shut the door on this guy and head for the stairs, which are just down here. And then we can fight him after we've had a bit of a rest. There we go. 1 goblin's no big deal, but when you're at like 13 health, it's not really something you want to mess with anyway. Another teleport trap, no thanks. Another ring, I think I'm still saying no. I just realized why it feels so quiet to me. And I thought for a while it was because I'm in this new building and like just, I don't know, the acoustics are different. I moved for my new job, so I'm in a new building as well. And it's like, no, it's because I forgot to turn on the music that I always have playing in my headphones while I'm recording. So it actually was quiet. You guys never hear it, and I mentioned it numerous times. I don't, when I'm watching someone's videos, I don't want to listen to their music. I might want to listen to mine, or I might want to listen to none. So I sort of project that desire onto you guys, and if you really desperately want to hear my music, well, too bad. Not record your own. I mean, feel free if you're a musician, but play your own. But I think it's nice to let you sort of mix and match. There's no... I don't have... If the game had built-in music, I probably should play it, depending on how obnoxious it is. What is this? Oh my gosh, a gnoll with a halberd. Oh god. Okay, we need to quaff our Potion of Might immediately before we get killed. Just to finish off that adder. Because the problem is, I wanted to run from the knoll. But I couldn't because the adder was going to keep pestering me. Getting in those bites as I run away. I can't believe I had to quaff my Potion of Might for that. Ugh. Bad play. I thought it was a goblin. And so I was like, sure, I'll just fight the adder. But now I'm going to run away. I think I'm headed for these stairs, but we'll see. I have a Potion of Might, but that's no excuse to fight a knoll with a halberd at level 3. So now is our decision point. Oh, it's perfect. I was thinking that it would be dangerous to go up the stairs because that would cost me a turn and the knoll would get to attack. Right? But because there's this wall right here, when I'm on the stairs, he'll be here and he won't be able to attack the turn I go up. He'll just turn the corner and then I'll be gone. So that's actually really good. I was thinking I might have to like pillar dance a bunch to get more health to make it safe to go up the stair. I'm not sure exactly how much time it takes to go up a stair, but I think it's only one turn on this floor. And then like another turn on the floor above or something like that. So we're just going to go up the stair here. Okay, yeah, he didn't get to attack us. Whew. All right, well, that was not exemplary play. I was talking about noise and music and all this crap, and I almost got killed by a knoll. I survived, but I had to use up my big emergency button, which was that the Potion of Might that you start with as a fighter. And now, if I run into that halberd knoll again, I'm going to be very sad. You know, probably I should be okay because I can just run away, or I can avoid getting into a situation where I'll be trapped with him. The problem was that there was that adder there at the same time, right? With just the knoll, it would have been easy to... More friggin' adders. Would have been easy to run away without having to use a Potion of Might. I don't know. Maybe the Potion of Might was, like, not actually necessary. Because we could have killed the adder quickly anyway. But there was a serious possibility. It's a knoll, all right, without a weapon. One knoll without a weapon, if we lure him around a couple corners so that his friends definitely didn't hear him, I think we ought to be okay. Yeah. Anyway, without... Now this knoll is the one with the halberd, and I don't like him at all. We're leaving. Halberds are insane in the early game like this. They're so good. Alright, so how are we doing on this floor? Should we just give up on Dungeon 2? I think we should. There's knolls everywhere, apparently. Even though it's just the one knoll. Which staircase do we want? This one's pretty good, I think. Actually, let's take this one. Ah! Well, I guess that's fine, actually. I should have been more careful. The command that I issued might have caused me to go down the staircase I had just gone up, because I said, take me to this upstair. And so, depending on what the fastest route was, it might have taken me down the stairs and then walked on Dungeon 2 instead of what I wanted, which is walk along Dungeon 1 to the matching upstair or downstair or whatever. Let's, yeah, null. Null. There we go. Let's not forget about that null, shall we? Quarterstaff, that's a good weapon. I would have liked to play a Littleon, I think. I think if I were not a demon, I would have chosen a Littleon. And that scare with the knoll definitely did make me consider going back and grabbing the Trog altar. But I think as long as we continue to play... Wait a minute. What is this? Stone. I see stone. Could be an altar. I think as long as we're a bit careful, we shouldn't need Trog to survive. Zin, yeah, very funny game. All right, we got the worm down. Yeah, I would have fun. Oh my gosh, another Olivalon? Also, I don't understand why there's like there's an angel in here, right? So like, if you go in, so it's a ruined door. You don't have to go in. But what I don't understand is like, if I want this Olivalon altar, I have to go mess with the angel. So, and then I'll die. So this seems like it's clearly not intended to be an altar you can actually worship at. It's just like decorative. I don't know. It's a weird vault anyway. You could worship there much, much later in the game if you wanted, but there's no real reason to. Because there's altars to live on. Oh, chainmail. Hang on, BRB. Where? All right, so we're at 8-6, and right now we're at 10-4. That's fine, I guess. Rapier and a battle axe. Wow, top-notch weapons of their categories. I mean, you know, Rapier's not a quick blade, but it's good. Battle axe isn't an executioner's axe, but it's better than what you're going to start with if you're an axe character at the beginning of the game, even as a fighter. All right, you get to start with, I think, a war axe. Oh my god, adders are nuts. They're so good. A bunch of orc. We've seen several orcs so far, but they haven't been that bad. Worker ant. Oh, I forgot. I should on the previous floor read my scrolls because I want to see what the deal is there. Let's rest and read J, which was identify. Very good. Let's identify our potions. Okay, haste. Haste is good. Curing, agility. These are all nice potions to have. Let's read D. It's recharging. Read H. It's enchant weapon. Sure. I don't think I'm going to use another enchant weapon on my longsword. Should I? It's all about surviving the early game. We should be able to soldier on through the late game. But also we're a fighter, so like the early game should be pretty easy, regardless. I'm going to use it. Yeah, let's enchant up my weapon again. Great. Just that extra +1 could make all the difference, and in the early game, and in the late game, I should be able to do without it. That's my opinion. It hurts, you know, to enchant such a garbage weapon. It makes me nauseous in a way, but you know, there's sort of this like psychological, gosh, what a waste it is. If I just saved it a little bit longer, let's take strength. Antennae, huh? I'm not enthused, but they're okay. I had a game a while ago where maybe it was my Minotaur? No, can't have been. They can't grow antennae. Anyway, where the antennae, like being able to sense monsters, it was probably Jiva. Being able to sense monsters is pretty good. Why am I fighting a necrophage? I don't really want to do that. Let's just leave. I don't remember what I was talking about. Ah, the extra +1. There's sort of a like you're used to in some games, like, you know, JRPGs are sort of the classic where like you save everything, and it's like if you ever have to spend a high potion, it's like a disaster. I'll only have 98 of them instead of 99 or, you know, whatever. Sort of is not good training for a roguelike. And there's like, you don't want to waste it. You're like, oh, I'm using it on this weapon that I'm only going to use for a little while. I should save it for my endgame weapon, right? And, you know, like, yeah, there's something to that, but, ooh, a monster. But even more, like, even if it does turn out that you use your endgame weapon for longer, that's sort of the situation in which you're already going to win, right? You don't need to optimize harder for that case. Because that's a game you're winning anyway. If you use your endgame weapon for a long time, then that's a game you were going to win. The games where you need help are the games where you never find an endgame weapon because you die in like Dungeon 4 or whatever. And so you should instead optimize for those. This stupid blowgun jerk. And the way to do that is by using up your enchants in the early game when they might save your life for long enough that you can actually get to your endgame weapon. Haven't found any good long blades yet. That's fine. We're a fighter. We already have a pretty decent one to start with. Yeah, there's 2 longswords, which, you know, if we were some other background, we wouldn't have started with anything as good as a longsword, and so those would be an upgrade for us. As it is, it's like, well, we already had one. Great. Oh, a scimitar. I'll take it. It's right here. Gimme. Oh, wait a minute. Our other one is +2 already, huh? So this is accuracy of 1, damage of 9, delay of 1.4. So 1, 9, 1.4. And this is 0, 11, 1.4. So I guess the scimitar is better, right? We lose the +1 base accuracy, and the base damage plus the enchant damage is the same, but base damage is better than enchant damage. Oh, no, we also lose 2 accuracy, so we're losing 3 accuracy. I think I'll stick with the short sword for a little while. Yawn, but not for too long. When we start getting more points in long blades, Kyriatos. All right, you if you twisted my arm, I don't know. I know Kyriatos is not the strongest god in the world, but I think he's not nearly as bad as some people think, and I like playing him. And I feel like I can use his abilities pretty well, so that when I play him, he's pretty good. Even though obviously not as good as Trog. Alright, you're not going to scare me away from... Yes, I accept. Alright, so we got our new invocation here. Let's turn that on a little bit. Being able to slow enemies is pretty good, so let's do that now. He resists. How dare he? Try again? He continues to resist. Alright, well, let's just tab him then. Guess we should have just done that to begin with, huh? Okay, yeah, so Kyriatos. We found our god. Very good. And there's a lot of fast enemies in the early game. So hopefully that means Kyriatos will gain piety quickly. That's one thing about Kyriatos in general, is you gain piety very quickly in comparison to many gods. It's real easy to increase your piety. Wielding a short sword, okay. So, but you have to be super, super careful about your positioning because, oh my god. because you can't really fix it that easily. This is actually real nasty. There's reasons not to follow Kyriatis right here. Huh, I didn't realize that an orc would push an orc priest out of the way. Come closer. I need to kill you. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Well, we did slow them all. That's good. Now let's kill the orc priest. We got him. And the Quokka should go down nice and easy. Yeah. All right. Well, our piety, I think, so far is going down rather than up. Nice. That's a new change, by the way. Somebody, shoot, I don't remember the guy's name, but someone submitted a patch to make it so that when you identify an item, it shows up in the color that it would in your inventory screen. So that it's a little bit easier to tell when you've identified something that you don't want to use. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. So I merged the patch, and now it is in the game. Okay, well, we made it through Dungeon 4. It's been about half an hour, and we're about halfway to Lair. Yeah, I think we'll just end this episode here, and carry on next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.